Here we are with the remote control for my Tohatsu outboard. I've just at the moment tacked it on with these two screws here. It's just a matter of screwing it through and they actually bolt from the other side, but I've done the thread quite tight so they'll just sit there for now so I can get placement and make sure it's in the right spot. And I've also fitted the cables. They have a little circlip that clips on this end that just pops off and on. I haven't put the circlip on yet as they're not quite in the final position of where they're going to be. And you can also see I've drilled another hole, and that's for these cables as well as the electrical cables for the remotes to go back to the motor. And you've joined me just in time to do the first spot of fishing on the boat. We've got a little hook I've made up out of a coat hanger, and I've actually, when I was running the cables for the steering, I actually ran a couple of extra bits of string through because I knew I was going to have to pull the throttle cables through, as well as eventually I'm going to run the electrics through to a battery box in the center console. So I'm actually going to need to add another string before I finished, but we'll fish this string out of this hole so we can run the steering cables through. So let's see how we get on. There we go. We have our first catch for the day. I'll just need to undo it from the steering wheel. I've got it so I wouldn't lose the rope, and I can start pulling those throttle cables through. As you can see, we've now run the control cables down through the hull, and they come out here. I've pulled the grommet forward a bit just so that I can get them through, and we've got the two control cables going through now, and the electrical cable which we've plugged in with the grommet supplied. Ran all the wires around. I don't know if you can see there, we've secured the wire. It runs in through here, under here, round there, and then we've got these wires left which we are going to plug and here once we've... So as you can see, the cables now run down through the hole. We've got a bit of sheathing on them to keep them protected. They come out of the grommet here. We've got some more sheathing just to keep them just a little bit more out of the weather, and you can see we've got the gear lift changer comes up, and as you can see it just connects straight into the gear lift there. The throttle cable is a little bit trickier, that comes on around, and as you can see it actually goes inside the motor along here, and it just clips on there to the throttle, and when you move it, moves it back and forth obviously. And we've got all the electrics wired up now, so the throttle's all ready to go. As you can see, it's all clicks together and works now. So you've got, you can see the, I'll just zoom in a bit, you can see the gear shift changes, back and forth, reverse, neutral, forward. You can't actually see it from here, but the throttle cable moves back and forth as well. So she's all ready to go, so we'll put the cover back on, and we might fire it up for a test start. So we'll start the motor up.